Hi, this is Richard Crack coming here to you live from Malaysia. I would like to welcome you to my weekly live video session. And in today's session, I would like to talk about personal development. And the topic is 7 ways to make people like you. I believe that in whatever you do, whether it is in business or your daily life, communication is very, very important. Don't you think so? Communication is very, very important. I remember Anthony Robbins is the one who quoted this. The quality of your life is the quality of your communication. So it is important to have quality communication. Now, have you heard of Dale Carnegie? Okay, Dale Carnegie came out with a fantastic program many, many years ago, and the title of the book and program is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay, now if you have not read the book, I would suggest that you go and buy the book because it is one of the most important book regarding communication. All right, I want to show you here. I got an audio set here. This is the audio set that I bought many, many years ago, and inside here, I got the audio, okay, the audio, and also the book inside there. You can see the book is inside. Let me take out the book, all right? Okay, this is the book here. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay, now basically, this is one of the best books because why? If you want to communicate with people properly, then this is a good book to read. So today, I'm going to talk about, the 7 ways, okay, the 7 ways to make people like you, which is actually from this book. Okay, so let's begin with number 1. The first thing is become genuinely interested in other people. This is important. You want to appear to be genuinely interested in the other person, the person you're communicating with. All right. Now, how do you appear to be interested? Well, asking relevant questions regarding him, not about you, but asking questions about him or her. All right. When talking, look into their eyes to pay attention. All right. I know a lot of people are not in the present moment most of the time. When they talk, their hand is texting, their eyes is everywhere else. No, genuinely look at them when you are talking to them. That shows that you have interest in what they are talking about. All right. And be in the present moment. Don't take any trips whatsoever. Okay, so be in the present moment. When you talk to them, show respect, that you care about them. You're interested in them. That is what it means, all right? So basically, don't text and do also other things, That means focus on the communication with the person. Okay, so number 1 is becoming genuinely interested in other people. It's very simple, okay? Now, number 2, I think this is very important. Smile. Do you believe that? Smile has an effect on people. Because when you smile, it shows them that you are comfortable with them, you like them, all right? Now, imagine if you go to a clinic, and you saw a baby there, the mother carrying the baby, all right? And the baby smiled at you. How do you feel? You feel so good, right? And you feel like touching the baby because the vibration is very good. So smile, for goodness sake. When you communicate with people, when talking to people, smile, because a smile tells them, I like you. I appreciate you being here with me. All right, so smile is very important, but a lot of people don't do that. All right, number 3, this is also important. A person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in whatever language. So remember, the name is very important. So when you talk to somebody new, especially, you got to put at the back of your mind the name. Don't forget their name because it's an insult if you forgot their name. Or especially when you meet them later on, you should be able to remember their name. Of course, there are many strategies how to memorize name, which I'm not going to go through here, but you should make a note of their name. All right? Make a note of their name so that you do not forget who they are. So it's important, remember, all right? Memorize their name because a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in whatever language whatsoever. So name is important. It shows that you care about them. Okay, don't talk to people, hey, or something like that. Oh, by the way, what's your name? I mean, it's insulting, right? After you met them before, you should be able to remember their name, especially when you're communicating with them in the present moment as well. You should keep on referring to their name. That will help you to remember their name as well. Okay, a person's name is very important. Number 4, be a good listener. Now, most of the time when we talk to people, all right, we are always trying to take control of the conversation, which is no good. All right, be a good listener. You know, the best conversationalist is the person who listens. Are you mean? Just listen, because when you listen, you know more about them, rather than like most people, they want to take over the conversation, and before people can ask you a question, you already come up with another question for them, or come up with the answer immediately. So basically, be a good listener, because why? When you listen to people, all right, you give them psychological air. You give them psychological air because they feel good, all right? So be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Encourage them. When you talk to them, encourage them, ask them questions, so that, you get them to talk about themselves, because people like to talk about themselves. Is it true? So it is very important. Be a good listener, all right? Number 5, talk in terms of the other person's interest. Now, when you're talking to people, don't talk about you, talk about them, and find out beforehand what is the interest like. All right, maybe if the interest is golf, then talk about golf. If the interest is in let's say fishing, then talk about fishing. Of course, you got to do the homework first before you communicate with them. That is important, right? So talk in terms of the other person's interest, because people are interested in certain things. When you talk about it, it really open them up. It open them up, and it's easy to communicate with people, especially when you talk in terms of their interest. Okay, maybe their interest is in whatever it is. All right, is in let's say the interest is in internet marketing. Then talk about internet marketing. All right, because it is the same wavelength. It's so important for you to be able to communicate with people the same thing that they have interest in. Is that clear? So that is number 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interest. Number 6, make the other person feel important. This is very important. A criteria, make the other person feel important, but of course, do it sincerely. All right, do it sincerely. Praise them. All right, praise them sincerely. Remember this. People go through life without any praise whatsoever. When people work for somebody, most of the time they get is what? Scolding. They're being told off. They are being talked about negative things and so on. But if you can give them praise, you see, most people go through the whole life. You can't last without food or drink, right? But their whole life, they go through life without having praise and recognition from other people. So if you can praise them or give them recognition, they like you. All right, but of course, do it genuinely or be sincere about it. All right, let's say if you come across a obese lady, don't tell her, praise her, oh, you look very nice, you are slim. Come on, that is not being sincere. You got to be genuine and sincere. You mean make the other person feel important. All right, so praise them sincerely, congratulate them for work well done. All right, if they do something, let's say you're working in a team, in a group, if people do something well, all right, praise them. All right, congratulate them. Well done, fantastic, you can do it, something like that. All right, people will love you for it. Okay, because you are really lifting people up. Most of the time, people are not lifting other people up, they are pushing people down. All right, so if you can lift up people, they will love you. Okay, so talk about them as well. Talk about them, like I said just now. Talk about their interests, their family, their hobby, what they like, and so on. So that it's important, so that people will feel very open with you. Okay. The last one, number 7. Remember, this is very important. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Nobody likes to be complained. Nobody likes to be criticized. Is that clear? Even Dale Carnegie mentioned about people, those what they call those gangsters, like Al Capone or Two-Gun Crowley, the convict, they shoot people. Then after that, you know what? They told that they told the court, I'm doing something good. I didn't do anything wrong at all. Nobody wants to be criticized, my friend. All right. So if the criminals themselves who have shot people, they don't want to be criticized, because they always tell themselves, I'm a hero, I'm doing something good for the society and so on. Nobody would like to be criticized. So basically, ask yourself as well, do you like to be condemned, criticized, or people complain about you? So if you don't like it, don't do it to other people. All right, so basically, these are the 7 ways to make people like you. I think it is very important. You don't have to go and read the whole book. This is the summary of it. I'm giving it to you now. All right, let me summarize for you what we went through. 7 ways to make people like you. Remember, the quality of your life is the quality of your communication. All right, And number one, become genuinely interested in other people. All right. It's important to be genuinely interested in other people. Number two, smile. That's so simple, right? Smile. Genuine smile. Number three, a person's name, remember, is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in whatever language whatsoever. All right. So you must learn how to memorize the name, and there are strategies how to memorize name by the fact method and so on. But anyway, number four, all right, be a good listener. All right. Don't talk too much. Listen, because when you listen, you're giving people psychological air. All right, that means they feel good to talk about themselves. Number five, talk in terms of the other person's interest. Find out what is the interest like and talk in terms of the interest. Because if they like something, you talk about it, they'll be more open to it because they have a lot of things to talk about. Okay, if they like football, let's say, football, then you talk about football. All right, so you may not know about football that much, but if you know his interest or her interest, then go and do a bit of research before you communicate or meet up with the person. Number six, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. That's for sure, right? Be sincere about it. And lastly, seven, do not criticize, condemn, or complain. Remember, even those are criminals, they always think that they always say that they're doing something good. All right, they're doing something good for society. That means they don't like to be criticized, condemned, or they don't like people to complain about them. All right. So that's all my sharing for today. I hope that you learned something. If you like what you hear and see, please feel free to share, to like, and to comment. I appreciate your time that you spend with me here. All right, I appreciate your time that you spend with me here. And basically, I'm having this twice a week. That is on Monday and on Friday. Okay, Monday and Friday. So I will see you again on Friday with another session of my live video. Then this is Richard Quek from Malaysia, wishing you good night and goodbye.